Welcome back to the adventure, everyone. It is episode 1 of season 2 of the Lands of Alaire. Last we left off, our party had made their way to the town of Waterwheel, known for its gargantuan water wheels, and the industry it provides, and the lightning gate it charges around the ramparts and walls of the settlement. You made your way into Rotbeard's tavern, and met with a familiar face, Singstalter the gnome, who said there's problems with the lightning gate, and you might just be the folks to solve it. Upon hearing that Gentel intends to scout to the west, Marina turns towards you, Leander, and says, "Then I think it's appropriate that I stay in town for now. Keep watch over Clara, and maybe try and make ourselves useful here. Ingratiate ourselves with the locals."
I think that's perfect, Arena.
Good. You're going to help that gnome with whatever he was talking about?
Mostly to meet with the mayor, I think.
If she is a member of the Order of Swords, then that's exactly the allies we're looking to get.
Precisely.
So you have the Etten at the bar, you have the Goblin behind the bar, you have that Lizard Man in the corner, as all intriguing figures within this space. You guys all finish up your meals. Nice hot venison stew, good drink, good fresh bread. It is a meal like exactly like what you were looking for, Erlon. As you had said, you were tired of game and deer and stuff like that. Would any of you like to speak with any of these guys?
I'd like to speak with the Lizard Man. He seems to be
Okay.
practicing similar things to me.
Yeah, and he's
so-
not too far off from you. So you go and approach his table.
Yeah.
As you walk up, the Lizard Man grabs your arm with great speed and strength. You see a flash in his eyes from underneath his hood as he throws the bones. He goes, Angel wings and power you seek. In the pines, in a ruin, look deep underneath. Quench the flames and burn up the frost. Beneath the visage of my kind, find what was once lost." He begins hacking and coughing, and then grabs his staff and shuffles out the front door.
Did everybody hear that, or was he like? Because it seemed like he was yelling, but I'm.
It was intense, but it was more local than you would think.
Okay.
What'd
Did
you
he leave it? He said he took his bones and everything.
Yeah, he gathers that all up swiftly, shuffles it into a bag, grabs his staff, and haunches on out with a good pace.
What did you do?
This was just like, huh?
I believe he is a scryer of sorts. He throws the bones similar to some others in my tribe, some of the elder women of my tribe. The startling thing is he said, "Angel wings I seek." Then he talked about the visage of one of his people and finding something beneath. It was very quickly.
I'll give you the whole thing, don't worry. But then, you are left alone, stunned at that table for a moment.
Yeah. I seem to attract a lot of
Strange occurrences.
yeah, and people telling me just things.
He's probably off his gourd on some kind of hoo-ha.
I could tell it was like a trance state.
Yes,
though, right?
absolutely.
Similar to
From
like shamans.
There was a magical presence to it.
Okay.
I think Leander's gonna go up to the bar and ask which room would be his.
Okay, so you walk up to Rotbeard himself.
Yeah.
And he's currently rambling with the Etten about the good old days. About 5 years ago, you would have gotten about twice as much coin for your work as a stone shaper or a miner, and these days the paddles do all the work. Hardly any business for me, for Rotbeard. My son, Goodlegs, he ended up traveling off west to dance.
I was like,
All I want to know is where he went. I wish I could see my son again.
okay. He's
Be
leaving it
respectful.
alone.
Oh, darling, what do you need?
I'd just like to know where my room is, please.
The silver from the gnome. Room 18. He throws you a silver key. Second story. He takes a big swig of that syrupy-looking liquid.
I take a glance back at the rest of the party and walk up to my room and probably just throwing some stuff down before heading back down. But
And he calls out. He goes, if you see good legs, tell him come home.
We will. And next time we see him.
So you head up to your room. It's a fine space, comfortable bed, a single window, and a kind of bedside cupboard.
Yeah.
You set up your gear and whatnot?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to bring Clara up to
Okay.
a room with me.
All right. Yeah, you have room 17.
Oh, good.
Not
I
too
was
far,
going
yeah.
to ask if,
You guys are all together, yeah.
because of our history with Sibelius, I want to check the room.
Okay. There does, actually, throw me a investigation then.
Nope.
There does not appear
That's
to
a
be
one.
anything that would convince you there's anything magical going on here, or that there's any effect on the room.
Okay.
Did you intend to speak with Clara? Or?
I want to probably get her settled in there. I don't expect she's leaving.
Sure.
Again, make sure she has everything.
All right.
And then just leave.
She's very appreciative, and you can sense a growing fondness for you, Melee. She seems to be more trusting in your direction than many of the others.
I'm going to tell her that we're safe. I'm not a huge fan of
Nonigus?
thank you. Of Nauticus, and to just be wary around him and to not let her wings out and stuff around people, even though it's pretty evident. Just try and keep it to the room.
I understand. She looks a bit saddened by the fact that she has to constantly hide herself, but she does get it. It's for her safety. He goes, that Nonigus fellow, he seems more devoted to his school than any of us.
It seems to be a habit among people in that school.
Yes,
Common trait.
makes you wonder.
If you go anywhere with Gilroy, please make sure I'm with you.
Seems like you two don't go too many places without each other.
Not usually. Don't worry too much about it.
All right, I trust in you, Melee. Do you go back down to
I do.
reconverge with the group? Arena makes her way up, settles up her room as well, and is right next to Clara. And anyone else you guys want to speak with? Or you have your rooms, they're all right next to each other, second story.
if I'm gonna kind of wait in the hallway
Okay.
of our rooms, and I'm gonna wait for Jar to kind of get his room.
Come up and settle his stuff down?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he probably just spent the majority of the evenings kind of listening
Mhm.
to the comings and goings of the inn.
Yep.
But eventually, as it'll quiet down, he'll make his way upstairs.
Sure. You see Leander standing imposingly.
Yeah, and I kind of wait for you to, put your stuff down and get settled in at least, before I kind of stand in the doorway. Can I have a moment?
Sure thing, pretty boy.
He's handsome. You said you were studied?
Yes,
Of sorts?
of sorts. I have knowledge of history, local lore.
That could be useful for us, seeing as we're rather, new, you could say. But, I assume you, know about the important person we're with.
You're the one with the feathers that you're trying to hide. Not very well, at least from me.
That would be the one.
See, I'm very discreet. I didn't say anything to anyone, but I saw.
Just making sure. If, I'm sure we'll have some use, for you, throughout Caradmoran. if you choose to help us, or perhaps go with us to the big wheel with a Singstalter there. Just know, if you ever tell anyone, you ever say anything,
Oh, is this where you threatened me? Oh, I see. I thought you tried to make friendly, but well, I will not say anything. I will go along with you, but I do not like your attitude. You better fix it.
perhaps in time.
Hey, you're the stranger here, not me. This is my home.
You've never been here.
No, not here specifically, but this is my home now. You are completely lost. You would have been dead by fire giant if not for me and Limrod.
Erlon and Gilroy, you guys walk past this exchange as you go to set up your rooms as well.
Be nice. You too. I have written down here 10 message parchments.
Yes.
Could I take some time this evening in my room to write a message to the Jarl and Sibelius?
Yes, you could.
Okay. I would like to pen one that says something along the lines of, we escaped Sarengar, we find ourselves in Carid Morin, and specifically in the town of Waterwheel, are making friends but keeping her hidden. We may have a meeting soon.
All right. Once you put a stamp on it, essentially, and stamp the letter, it disappears and presumably makes its way to the Jarl and Sibelius back in River's End.
And then I pull out another message parchment, and I begin. I dip my feather in the ink.
Yep.
And begin to pen something. And then I just look to Silas, and I give it another thought, and then I just wrap it up and realize it's probably fruitless to pen a message to Nelferons,
because they seem to be watching you all the time.
Has Silas been out the whole time? Or
Yeah, definitely. I had him out on the road, and then maybe at the gate I put him away, and then realizing what sort of place this is, I'll unleash him.
Unleash!
He's a good rat catcher.
Yes, he is. He is a notable rat catcher.
You've made a lot of friends that way.
That's true.
So, anything else you guys would like to do in the tavern?
Not right now.
All right.
Who else was there? Sorry, besides the lizard?
Beside the lizard man who quickly made his way out and Rotbeard, there was the Etten, the two-headed kind of
That's
ogre-like being who has one patched up eye on one of his heads.
I got the gist of his story.
Sure.
We're good.
I was actually wondering if I could knock on Gilroy's door.
Mhm. It is sturdy.
It's a door.
Yes.
Yes, and you hear me whisper some things, and locks come undone as usual, and I crack the door.
Gilroy, I was wondering if we could speak before we retire.
We're going back.
You did intend to, you were going to meet with Singstalter tonight, and then
Oh, that's
probably
right.
retire. Yeah,
Gotcha.
no, I get you,
We were
though.
just finding our rooms first.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sure. But regardless, yes, come in.
So I shut the door behind me,
Mhm.
and have I ever told you about the dreams back when we were in Sarengar?
No, I don't think you mentioned that.
Well, when we first met, my ancestors, I would call out to them and they didn't come to me, but I always believed they were by my side. And then you saw the development of that. But they first appeared in my dreams. But even before they appeared, I was on top of a incredibly tall peak. I believe the ones at the very north of Sarengar. And a frost giant was there waiting for me. Not a very kingly frost giant, broken from the ice. And told me, I don't exactly remember what he told me, but I remember it was definitely that I had some greatness lying before me. And just that mixed with the language I've been able to decipher recently. I was hoping maybe you could...
Yes, well, he's not wrong. Know that. But I do see the link. I mean, I can I roll history
Oh, yes.
to be able to...
What's it come to?
The 10.
The ice giant, Sarengar, those
Yeah,
northern
yes.
peaks. Gralter the ice giant. He's a kingly figure. He's a legendary figure of the past. It sounds much like him.
Right, so I'm sure as you know, the stories that have been told around campfires, presumably, in Sarengar, yes, Geralter, the ice giant founding Sarengar. I think he may be speaking to you, and that's a good sign, I think. It shows you're growing. Maybe he's bestowed something upon you, chosen you?
Maybe. I'm not... I just wonder why him first. I guess that's what's puzzling me. I've been reaching out to my ancestors for ages, and then the first person to come back to me isn't the greatest ice giant of the north. It's perplexing.
Yes, I agree. I think it's good, though. And, you know, sometimes it's best not to question these things. Go along for the ride and hope you stay true to your path.
I trust you with this information, Gilroy. I just wanted to hear a different side of it. Of course, we have, you know, the legends of myself and my people, but sometimes the more logical, as I've learned from you, can benefit.
Yes, well, it seems there's large things at play here, and sometimes I wonder if we're just at the whim of them, to be honest. But I believe in our power to navigate these waters, as it were, and I wouldn't let it trouble you. I think that development is unique and maybe good.
Thank you for speaking to me, Gilroy.
Anytime.
And as you leave, and the door creaks shut, Gilroy, you glance towards your bed and see Silas, his toothy maw, slightly grinning. When you've had your fill of food and curiosities, you depart the table and your rooms, leaving the rest of the party in the tavern or exploring the town or heading west, and head out onto the streets. It is now evening, and the sky darkens to your east while growing vibrant red and orange to your west. Lantern posts are being lit up and down the streets, and there is little change in the level of activity around the market, with the exception of the larger crowd within the tavern. Heading west towards the rock face and the largest of the waterwheels, referred to as Morgan's Paddle by the locals, you pass through an open courtyard with a public well. To your south, a few interconnected buildings, each directly connected to the axles of waterwheels, and you determine that they're respectively used for cutting wood and stone, and then working gems and metals. Passing a few smaller storehouses filled with crates and barrels, you approach a large set of smoothly carved stairs, formed out of the stone of the mountain. Atop the steps stands none other than Singstalter, who excitedly waves to the group. "Glad you could make it! Follow me!" Atop the plateau, to the northwest, is a great stone barracks, and to your northeast is a building that at first appears handcrafted for a being like Singstalter. It is surrounded with workbenches covered in an arrangement of tools, some familiar, some not so much. A soot-covered sign hangs above the door to this building, reading Mechanics Union. Multiple gnomes work away at various projects around the premises, but most scowl upon looking towards Singstalter and his newfound companions. "Right this way," goes Singstalter as he invites you within the largest of the axle-connected buildings. The interior of this structure is also smoothly carved out of the surrounding stone, forming a single large room with a sharp drop in the middle. The roar of the waterfall becomes all the more apparent within the space. The unmoving axle dominates the center of this room and is connected to a very strange-looking mechanical device of cogs, wheels, and pulleys. The device runs along the walls on your end of the room, all the way to the floor of the drop section, where a 20-foot ladder leads down to rows and rows of wooden barrels, all filled with a bubbling green liquid and connected to the machine with copper tubes. Sing Salter seems lost in thought, glancing around at the machine, though he snaps out of it. He goes, right, sorry, marvelous, isn't it? And before you ask, no, sadly, it's not my own design. Anyway, I'll cut to the chase. We badly need oil of slipperiness. And he kind of glances towards the ground and then towards you, Gilroy, and knowing that oil of slipperiness is a magical component, and this great machine could not work without magic. Morgan's paddle is simply far too large to turn effectively without it. And without this machine working, we can't charge the batteries, and our stocks are getting really low. Without the batteries, no lightning gate, and without the lightning gate, everyone dies. Luckily enough, oil can be procured not too far north of here, near a big cave, so I've heard. Unluckily, that forest is filled with frost giants, and other nasties. Normally, we'd just send out the mayor's right-hand man, Godric, but he's got a nasty wound on the last expedition. You'd be looking for a certain tree. It has distinct black leaves and grows seeds about the size of your fist. Those seeds are particularly oily. If you could harvest a couple dozen pounds for the town, we'd be set for the next month. And be sure that the head of the union, Milbog, hears about it, and he'll tell the mayor, who, rumor says, has offered a reward of about 25,000 gold to whoever can solve this problem. That should be your gold! What do you say, friends?
I think that's a perfect way for us to gain an audience with the mayor.
Yeah, maybe you should meet up with Godric.
Who?
Godric? He's Goliath. The mayor's right-hand man and her champion.
And what is the mayor?
Mayor Beneville?
Yeah.
A dwarf. A female dwarf.
Fitting.
She's a little shrewd, but look at all the success she's had thus far. All this wouldn't be possible without her, so I can't argue with the results.
Fair enough.
Is there any way to kind of, like, talk to Sing Salter without, like, the other people around kind of hearing? Like, I just kind of want to whisper,
Pull him
like,
aside?
Yeah, be like, I take it you're not very popular here.
No! No, I think they resent me because I have new ideas instead of maintaining the old ideas. Like that bit, he reaches into his pocket and goes, "These guys! You remember these seeing beetles? Yeah. They don't like them." But even worse, if I do get your help and we solve this whole problem, guess who gets the credit? Old Sing Salter and not them. It's a natural resentment.
Alright. That's at least understandable.
I'm glad. So, maybe make your way to the estate. Maybe find out where Godric is. Or you can just go north. Just try not to die. Bunch of those seeds, you'll find them.
What do you think, Leander?
I am intrigued onto this Goliath, Godric. But perhaps the best meeting gift would be the thing to save the town.
He might have a good knowledge of the area we're going to.
Yes, and it sounds like he's quite the capable fighter, so I'm concerned as to what could have injured him so badly as to put him into a bed rest of sorts. So I guess we'll go see him.
Last I heard, he had a room in Rotbeard's. Normally he'd be resting at the estate, but I think the mayor's out of town, too. You can go meet him there.
Wait, the mayor is out of town?
Yeah, she's not too far out of town at a discreet location meeting with Clan Mulnar. Oh. It seems they're having...
telling us that?
What? Well, The only reason I know is I caught her leaving through her secret exit.
Secret exit?
I get to look through the mechanics of the machine, and it just so happens to go pretty deep underground, through the barracks, I'm letting out all sorts of secrets.
Yes, no one tell this man any secrets.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But, yeah, well, she made her way to go meet with Clan Lunar in the hills. They're having some sort of negotiation. It doesn't tend to go so smoothly.
Well, we wish her well. I suppose we'll...
Sing Salter, how much would you like for one of the beetles?
Well, the running price was 250 gold.
I'll take one.
Oh, he seems elated. He throws one in your direction with a huge grin.
What are these beetles?
They're good for sneaky types. You can hit him, and he clicks it, which causes its two tiny ruby eyes to glow a slight red. And he goes, and throw him somewhere. And he throws it up on the ceiling. It clings to the ceiling, walks along about 20 feet, and then stops. And Sinkstalter says, they're not used for their original intention. Now they're pretty good for maintaining the cogs and screws and stuff. I can see through it.
Oh, that is interesting.
Isn't it?
Can I buy that one, or do you need it?
It falls to the ground after a second with a clink, and its eyes stop glowing. He goes, I got one more. He hands it on over.
250?
Yep.
I hope this one works better than the one that just fell, or I'll be back.
They only last so long. But you could probably bring them back to me for a recharge.
All right.
You guys head back towards Rotbeard's then?
Oh, yes, so, yeah.
Re-entering Rotbeard's, you see much of the party has already retired for the evening, with the exception of Fralthane, who seems to be continuing to ingratiate himself with the local ogre population through a drinking contest. He's winning.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a half ogre.
Half ogre. You don't really know if he is. He might just be a huge dude.
Ogre enough.
Yeah, exactly. You gonna inquire as to where Godric might be?
Suppose so.
Who do you ask? You see Annalay is still serving folk. Rotbeard sits behind the bar. The Etten has left for the evening.
I think Annalay. She
Right.
seems more approachable than Rodbeard.
You won't have to listen through 5 minutes of mumbling and rambling before you get your answer.
Yep.
So you tap Annalay on the shoulder as she's serving another platter of meat and bread and cheese. And she looks back and she goes, can I help you?
We were wondering where Godric is.
Godric. Right, the big one.
Yes.
Room 2 on second floor. Right up that way.
Thank you.
Make your way on up.
Yep.
All right. Knocking on that door, you hear a shuffling, kind of like a hobbling, and slowly it creaks on open. And before you is a large, bare-chested Goliath who has bandages that run around underneath his left arm and then back over his right shoulder, crossing his chest, which seemed to be soaked in a dark blood. Like a grievous wound was sustained across his chest. He looks down at you, even looking down at you, standing a full 8 feet tall. He goes, What's this?
I am Leander. This is Melee, Gilroy, Erlon, Jar. I suppose we're new to town, and we heard from Singstalter. Do you know him?
Hardly.
Well, I take it you're having trouble with the Lightning Gate?
Regretfully so. Come in. He leads you on in. He grabs from beside the door. Though he was standing tall when you opened the door, he grabs a walking stick and kind of has to hobble his way over to his bed, where he slowly leans down and takes a seat with a grunt. What do you plan on doing?
Well, perhaps in the morning we were going to set out to get some of the materials needed to keep the big wheel running.
To the north, the Everdark Forest. It's not a particularly kind place. I grew up there, among the Frost Giants even. Normally, they'd maintained themselves and their culture to the far north, near the Ice Sea. But their raiding has extended so far south now. Their hatred of the fire giants grows ever more furious. Last time I headed out to harvest the seeds, I saw one. He stood a few feet taller than the rest. And in a flash of light I saw he had 4 heads, 5 heads, 3 arms. It was a monstrosity. I've grown to respect the ways of frost giants over my years, but this one was ferocious like nothing I've seen before. Seemed to whip the others into a frenzy. They came crashing down on me and my party. I barely managed to escape. Gestures towards the wound that he suffered. I'm afraid my days of heading that way probably ended.
That is concerning.
I've never heard of such a thing in all of my history of frost giants. How is that even possible? Are you sure you saw it correctly?
I'm fairly sure. It was strange and terrifying. The truly bestial frost giant. Strange mutations. I've never seen anything like it.
Well,
When you make your way north, there is a path you can follow. Eventually you'll reach a crossroads with a stone bridge that was made here. You'll recognize the stones as freshly cut. It's sturdy. Make your way past that bridge, and then you'll reach what looks to be an ancient giantish windmill. Stop there, and if you go to the west, towards the mountains, you'll find a cave entrance. Outside of that cave, the tree.
How far is it?
Not a day's travel.
All right. We can handle that.
well, we appreciate the help, Godric. Rest well. Hopefully we'll bring good news.
Other than the giants, what else is there to fear in the Everdark Forest? Surely they can't be the only thing with a name like that.
No. There's long been rumors of a circle of druids, but they aren't protectors by any means. They're corruptors. Beyond dire wolves and ravenous ogre tribes, those who refuse to join us here in Waterwheel still live the old ways out in the wilds. But certainly, the frost giants have grown in influence in that region, and they'd be the ones I'd look out for. If you come across those druids, so they say, it's already too late.
Interesting.
Can't you do something for him?
I look at your wound.
He seems begrudging to permit you to do that.
It's okay. I was saying I lay a hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
Heal him up to, 35.
35 HP?
Yeah.
Certainly the wound closes, but the scar remains.
Right.
He seems like he's not in so much pain. He gives a nod and, thank you. There's not too many priests in this part. Well then, best of luck to you.
Hope we'll be seeing you soon.
With that, he reclines on his bed. You guys go to your rooms and rest for the evening?
Yeah.
For the sake of brevity, we'll cut on forward. When you awake, you check over your gear, and you descend to the common room. You see that Arena, Clara, Bilberry, and Zorn are all sitting together having breakfast. Nonagus sits at his own table, close by for the moment, where he looks over some maps he purchased the evening before. Arena looks towards the group as they make their way down. She goes, I think Giantel headed out last night. Just going to look into that Spider King. She seemed obsessed. Fear for her. Frolfane, however, started his job out in the market today. He's keeping watch and keeping the peace.
That's wonderful. You did a good thing, Erlon.
Thank you.
Mhm.
This makes me incredibly happy. I couldn't be more proud of him. He's come a long way.
As for Jantel, I think we're better off giving her space than trying to press the issue.
I agree. She's best on her own, often. And I'm sure she'll come back with useful information. We can trust she'll return.
Can she handle herself well?
Better than you.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope so, because I have some run-ins with Spider Kings. But it was many, many years ago, when I was little. My father, he probably still there. You bastard.
You guys make your way out of the tavern?
I suppose.
Yeah.
All right,
About
yes.
time.
You see Frolfin standing beside the market stalls, hands on his hips. He seems proud. He has been issued a horned helmet and a large spiked club, just like the ogres, which he has strung over his shoulder. And as you guys leave the tavern, he gives a big wave and grin. He's like, "Oh, look, Frolfin have work."
Good. Frolfin, keep it up.
5 silver a day. Good rate,
Wow.
right?
Wonderful.
You're heading off to make 25,000 gold.
Shame you left the party a day ago. no.
Frolfin goes, "I will go anywhere Erlon goes, but while we're here, might as well make myself useful."
Make sure Bilberry and Zorn don't get in any trouble.
I've been looking out for a little one.
And keep on slightly bigger with Limrod. He thoroughly took enough of my gold to get him out of trouble.
The dwarf.
The dwarf, yes.
I thought I saw him talking with a group of people. They look like dwarves. Might have been dwarves. I'll keep an eye out for you.
As long as he's not fighting with them, it's okay. He talks a lot. He's a big talker.
Hurts my head. So, you guys making your way out, unless there's anything you'd like to do at the market or anything along those lines?
I would like to stop at the Tabaxi stall.
Okay.
What's the tabaxi sell?
The Tabaxi has a bunch of jewelry, and draconic Jagaya in front of him.
Gotcha.
The Tabaxi has gleaming green cat eyes and tannish fur. He addresses you with a smile as he waves long, sleeved hands over his sparkling inventory. "Ah, welcome. What would you be looking for?"
Oh, Leander knows something. What do you have in terms of Jagaya?
Oh, this one, for a large cart. He holds up a quartz that has a draconic rune for cart on it. Or, 3 bulls.
And Leander kind of turns to the party and motions to see. I know some things.
Yes.
It's the only way to keep your property safe in Calaira.
Yes. I've heard.
It helps that we carried one of those around for weeks.
Our friend didn't know that. But what else do you have?
He also has a magic detection gem. Glows dimly when within 30 feet of a magical effect. 400 gold. A dimension gem as dimension door. Single use. 750 gold. An infused gem, which adds an additional +1 magical effect to the socketed item. 4,000 gold. And a ring of protection +1. 1,500 gold.
I can't buy any of those things.
Is there anything that you wanted?
No, I was just checking.
Yeah.
I haven't spent like any gold this whole thing, so.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Yeah.
A waste of my time.
Perhaps.
Alright. Alright. Now you guys leave?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You exit the town of Waterwheel through the northern gate once again, and follow the path back towards the lake and then north, towards a dense and dark gathering of pine trees. Though there is a foreboding sense to the forest, it is soon sunny, just like yesterday. And for some, probably not so much Jar, the clear blue skies keep your hopes up. Throw me a nature check. Those of you who might feel like throwing nature, or a perception, if you feel like throwing perception. Anyone beat a 15 on those checks?
I have
24
15.
perception.
Okay. Mainly, you know that there's ruts in this path that definitely show that a wagon has come through here as recently as last night. Then, with your perceptions, you notice, continuing along the path, you suddenly hear a great crashing in the distance, as if someone had toppled a tall stack of wooden crates, smashing them to the ground. And as you approach, you see in the crossroads up ahead, and beyond that, a river. You see that there are crossroads up ahead, and beyond that, a river of clear blue water, above which runs a sturdy-looking stone bridge. Just past the crossroads is a toppled wagon, its contents strewn about, and a few dead goblins laying about its crushed frame. Surrounding the cart is 3 frost giants, who appear to be picking away at whatever they can find in the barrels and crates. Roll initiative. I'll bring us on over to that map.
Nice. For the first time.
Ever.
Ever. That's not true.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean,
I always
rolled
get-
five, but it's still 13.
I literally get 20s when it doesn't matter. Like, I don't get any bonus. I just end up at the top.
I climbed a rope. It was great.
Yeah.
Alright. What'd everyone get?
20.
Just throw them at me.
13.
18.
13.
14.
Okay, so, Gilroy. Actually, you guys will all be going before the Giants, because they rolled bad. Gilroy, 20. Who got the 18?
Me.
Leander.
4 goblins.
18. One of those 14s?
I got a 14.
14 for Erlon. And who else got the 14?
No, I think we're both 13.
Oh, you're both 13s. Okay. Erlon. 14. Melee. Go. I'm making an executive decision. There. And then Giants. So, Gilroy, you are up first. Standing at a good 21 feet tall. These ice giants pick away at the carts around, and the crates around them.
And there's a river next to him?
There is a river. Oh, God.
Alright. I will, Where are we? We're on the other side of this bridge?
Yeah.
Or no, we're...
Yes, you're on the
we're
far
other
side
of
there,
the
yeah.
crossroads. Alright. I will, smile, because I've been waiting to do this. And I will, sort of motion like this, and the water rises from this river 20 feet and spills over the giants.
Everything is rewritten. On this now. Thank you. All right.
And he cackles.
Do I need to make a strength saving throw or something?
Let's see.
Otherwise, I just get wet.
So there's a few different effects that this can have. Flood is one of them. It rises by 20 feet. If it includes a shore, the flooding water spills over onto dry land. If you choose an area in a large body of water, 20-foot tall wave travels from one side to the other. Huge or smaller vehicles in the wave's path are carried with it to the other side, and they have 25% chance of capsizing. It doesn't really say anything about, like, creatures, yeah.
I guess they're swimming now.
Yes, this cart ends up all the way down here.
I think maybe they should just capsize. And like,
Yeah.
20 feet of water, though.
Yeah.
Would you like
Yes,
me to roll a strength to see if they get knocked prone?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I think that's
Whatever you want to do. I just want. It seemed like a cool effect.
That's a
No, I
cool
dig
fact.
it.
No, yeah, absolutely. You take away all the crates they were looking through and stuff, and I will throw some strength saving throws. A 19 presumably beats your spell. What's your spell saving DC? 16?
15.
No. This pass and fail. So the one on the bridge nearly gets knocked off the bridge and is kind of trying to reposition himself to get back up. That will bring us to Leander.
Am I on my horse right now?
Did you take your horse?
I think I would have.
All right, my bad. I don't have your token with the
That's
horse,
okay.
but we will treat him
I was gonna
as
say,
though he is riding a horse.
When it's a spell steed basically, so we're the same thing.
Just be like.
So if I could move 60 feet towards the giants.
5, 10, 15, 60. You get close.
Yeah, and I'll hold action if one comes at me. I'll swing at him.
All right, that sounds good. Erlon.
How far away is that first one? I don't think I can reach him even.
Probably like
45, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50,
70?
55, 60, 65.
Yeah, you know what? So I draw my great sword. I'm like, I haven't had a fight in a while. Walter, give me strength.
Walter
And then
forms beside you as you sprint off, and with comparable speed to Leander's horse, blast across the ground, calling the spirits to you. You feel your muscles tense and a strength and warmth in your soul. And you make it all the way to him, huh?
Yep.
That's a full move action, though.
Yep.
All right, cool.
You still have my stone?
I think I gave it back to you.
Did you?
What was it?
I don't remember what it did. It was a philosopher's
Plus
stone.
10 movement speed.
Yeah, I think that was the enchantment I had.
I still wouldn't have been able to make it without it.
Without dashing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Melee.
just gonna-
I appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my. I'm going to shoot it.
Yes.
With sharpshooter,
Okay.
the one that Erlon is right next to.
Yeah, he's the obvious target.
Every time you sharpshooter.
Not that
roll
time.
forward.
No, every time.
Every time. It's
You
a
do have
point.
an extra attack,
That's right, I do.
though. Sharpshooter?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, there
There
we
you
go.
go. So that's 23
Yes.
or 22. Sorry.
How much damage?
15.
15.
I'll say that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, the arrow sinks deep through its padded armor and right in between the links of its chain, and you hear it. Even though it's a splinter to him, it's very well and precisely shot, and he goes, "Rah!" Which is going to bring us to Jar. Jar, you are all the way back here.
Okay. Are those trees on the side? or
Yes, they
the
are,
bright
yeah.
side? Are they thick enough that Jar could hide in them?
Especially with the giant's angle that they have to take with sight looking down on you. Yeah, you
Okay.
definitely can.
So he will dart to hit the one on the left of the crossroads there.
Up this way.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yep, and he will hide in there, and then he will take a shot at with his light crossbow and
The big one.
the big one in the front there.
Yep.
Ooh, no, I don't think so. 11.
Not quite.
Okay.
The ball goes flying off into the distance. It is now the giant's turn. This one will stand up. This one that is right in front of you, Erlon, will be making 2 great axe attacks. A miss. And a hit. Are you raging, Erlon?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just... yeah. So you will be taking 13 damage. This one is going to charge towards you, Leander, giving you your ready to action.
Yes. So I'm gonna swing at it.
Yep.
21.
Yes. 20, yes.
And 7 damage.
Okay. He'll make 2 attacks on you. A miss. And a hit. It's going to be 25 damage.
Ouch.
This one in the back has stood up. That's his move action. And he reaches into the side of the bridge and tears a hunk of the stone right out and whips it towards you guys in the back. He's going to be throwing it at melee. He misses. Barely. It smashes alongside you, bringing up a burst of earth and dirt, and you know if that hit you, it would hurt. That is the end of the Giant's turn, bringing us back to the top of the round with Gilroy. Gilroy, they've taken some wounds. They are not slowing down.
Is there a 20-foot cube where I could just hit the the
Yeah,
frost giants?
If you hit these
Those
kind
two?
of rocks back here, you
Yeah.
can hit both of those.
Okay. I will do that.
Okay.
And I will cast aside my my river torrent that I've brought to this sort of peninsula here, and once again summon up some strength, some arcane strength, and the earth begins to split and crack and
Okay.
erupt beneath them, and they need to make dex saves.
Good choice. A fail. And a fail.
Nice. Been waiting to use this one too, because it rolls 3d12.
That never happens.
Yeah, d12 is like the coolest die. Never get to roll it. Comes without 3.
All right.
Wow. Hey, no, not bad.
That was-
27.
Wow.
And it's difficult terrain, that 20-foot cube.
Pretty much behind those two.
Yeah.
Man, if there's like an approaching army or something, and you just unleash that on them.
Yeah, the
I was gonna
ground
do it.
begins to shake. What's the name of that spell?
Erupting earth.
Yes.
So rocks, large rocks,
Yeah, fly up and bolt them in the side of the head
Yeah.
and stuff as they're in this melee combat.
cracks.
with Leander and Erlon, which brings us to Leander. Leander, it looks like the very earth is working with you here.
Yeah. And I think my horse, rears back,
Yep.
which I use to bring down a slash, I suppose, kind of on this guy's waist and
Yes.
thighs.
You also got a saddle of the Cavalier.
Yes, that's
Do you
right.
have that written down?
Yeah, I can't be
You
dismounted.
cannot be dismounted by normal means. So, yeah, it works very well.
Another cool thing about the steed is that any magical effects that benefit me also benefit my horse.
Nice.
It's like-
So if you got a Philosopher's Stone, the
Yeah.
horse would run an extra 10 feet too. Awesome.
Or anything like
The
that.
mechanics are worth going over sometimes.
I mean, they're cool.
Throw your attack.
Yep. And
Do you have another attack?
yes, but 16.
Yes.
I'm gonna make it a level 2 divine smite.
Okay. Nice. You can all see their health bars. I'm nailing it this season.
20 damage.
20 damage.
And I'll swing again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a hit, like 24.
Yes.
And I'll do it again. Yeah, wow. That was a good one. 20, 28, 32 damage.
Wow, you nearly, chop that one down. 2 great swings,
Yeah.
huge slashes that go into this thing's belly, and the divine force causes it to stumble back among this erupting earth, which does it no favors. Erlon.
So I take my great sword and slash right at its stomach.
All right.
That is 13.
Barely a miss.
Alright. I bring it around again. This for a downward swipe. No.
This one manages to dodge about your attacks, which is going to bring us to melee.
So I'm trying to. I'll stay where I am.
Okay.
Now, and I'll try sharpshooter.
All right.
Well, you can always move afterwards.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I want to use my poison arrow
Okay.
for the one that's throwing the rocks.
Nice.
Is that? Yeah, I can do
You shoot beyond the ones in combat. What's it come to?
that. 16.
That's a hit.
Wow. Yeah, that'll be good.
So that poison. Do you have it written what kind of poison it is? If
Nope.
not, I'm gonna come up with. Okay, I'm gonna roll a con saving throw. If I fail, he takes an additional D12 damage. He does fail. So throw an extra D12 on top of that,
So it's.
which is surprising because I got a full
I was
plus
gonna say-
9 to con.
What do they have? A
I
30?
set the DC
So
on that
it's
at 13 too.
18
It
for
still
regular.
failed.
And then
Yep, plus that.
Oh,
Ooh!
So
30 damage.
Right,
30?
Wow. This is the best.
Yeah,
Best guy,
apparently.
Nobody rolls.
Yeah, that sinks deep, and you can see him hacking and coughing away. And in fact, immediately he coughs up some blood on his sleeve of his armor. It looks not like a pretty way to go. You have an extra attack as well?
yes,
All right.
regular arrow with sharpshooter.
Okay.
That might.
12?
Not that time.
Yeah.
Boom! Overdrawn. Jar!
Jar is going to move up into the left 30 feet. Like he's going to try to flank the one that we've been beating on.
10, 15, 20. Like, near the path? Like up
Yeah.
around here?
Yeah, up towards there.
Alright.
Yep, and let's see, how far is he away from?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. About 40 feet.
About 40 feet to him.
Yeah.
So can I drop between the two that are in the front? Drop a fairy fire on. I'm assuming there's like some rocks or something.
Oh, yeah. There's
That he tore up. So I'm gonna drop a fairy fire onto a rock between them.
more deck saving throws.
Yeah, more deck saving throws.
Awesome.
I'm sure they're great at those.
Actually, the top one succeeds.
Okay.
Bottom one fails.
Okay.
So he is very fired and glowing quite brightly.
Bright purple.
Bright purple. Yeah.
It's like a ring of flames, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have advantage.
Makes it near impossible for him to hide, and you can have a much better target when you attack towards him. Which brings us to the giants, who, the ones in the front, are going to continue their desperate battle. Here's the attacks against Leander, 2 attacks. Did I skip you?
Yeah, I think you did, because I rolled a 14.
Leander, Erlon, Melee, Jar. Did you miss? Wasn't
Oh,
that
you're
just-
right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I thought this was the next round.
No, it's okay.
I am not here.
No worries, dude. And then...
Did you miss?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I was just like, wow, this is moving quick.
One hits you for 25.
Oh, no. Walter's spirit moves to block 10 damage.
Wow, that is
15,
Really?
awesome.
Reaction.
really helpful.
Walter's muscular frame comes forth, and with his greatsword, fashioned much like yours, he deflects a lot of the force of that downward great axe slash. Here's the 2 attacks against you, Erlon. 1 hit and a natural 1. So that will be 13. Cut in half from your rage. And then the one with the boulder in the back tears off another hunk of the stone bridge, destroying its marvelous structure.
Yeah, really, man?
And with anger, after he whips it right towards you, Melee. That is going to be a 19 to hit, so 28 damage.
That hurts. We're gonna be beaten up.
Gilroy right beside you. Melee gets... and the boulder breaks before her. She stumbles back for a moment, but she looks alright. That brings us to the top of the round with Gilroy. I can take 3 more of those.
Sorry, I should have thought about this. I've considered a couple different things. Alright, you said the bottom one that's fighting Erlon
Yes,
is
that
fairy
is fairy
fired,
fired.
right? Okay. We'll work on him soon.
I got it.
So I will look to my left and see Melee getting slammed by this boulder.
Yep.
And then I will throw something of my own, and this giant ball of fire forms in the middle of the air, and it's 40 foot
So you can hit
long.
2
I don't
of
know.
them. You pick 2 of them, essentially.
I guess the same 2 that are on the erupting
erupting
earth.
earth?
Yeah, I'll do my combo.
Yeah.
So you've done like every element, but
Yeah.
1 succeeds, 1 fails.
Alright, so he's gonna take half damage. So that is
Top one failed, the bottom one
86.
succeeded. Sorry, Earl.
more of a challenge.
Yeah, that's true. You got help to spare.
If I can. Those ones I don't like. That'll do. Alrighty. Fireball. 4, 11, 16, 21, 26, 29.
Wow.
Not bad.
29?
Yep.
And then half, that would be 13? Or 14 to the bottom one? Or round up, 15.
15, yeah.
Yep, my bad.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, the one that is on top of the erupting earth, battling away with Leander, who slashes at him from atop his steed, gets blasted with a fireball which singes his beard and causes the metal rings of his armor to light up red hot. The one that you're facing, Erlon, gets heated, the right side of his face boiling up a little as the fireball's intense heat blasts upon him. You too feel it, but Gilroy had good aim. Which will bring us to Leander.
Yes, and seeing, them getting kind of weakened by Gilroy and Jar,
Mm-hmm.
I'm at least going to try and take this guy out.
Let's see it.
That'll be a hit. 23.
Yes.
I'm going to make it a level 2 Divine Smite.
All right. Hit him hard.
Yep. Decent. 18, 22 damage.
You have 1 health left.
Yep. Alright, that's okay. So I kind of have him on his knees.
Yeah, so yeah, he's ready to go down.
So I bring my horse around and I charge back at him and stab him straight in the chest.
All right.
Oh, no, I don't. 10.
Is that the one that's glowing?
Yeah.
You should
Oh, no,
go,
it's the
no.
one that's not.
Yeah,
not
it's the one
glowing.
right
You
above
went
him.
down as you were coming through.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say somebody will kill him.
Erlon, here you go.
So I said, got you now. And I-
Advantage.
15. Oh, yeah, I got an advantage, sorry. 15.
15 will hit.
That is 11.
Okay.
And I will swing again.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Nice.
So that's... How are we doing crits again?
Double the dice.
Double the dice?
I know. I'm
No, that's fine. 10 damage.
I feel like that happens every time.
Yeah. Slash, you do get 2 very powerful cuts in on this thing, which is a testament to their toughness, because these are still battling as raging as they possibly could be. Melee.
I'm going behind the tree. That's next.
To the south or to the north?
To
It would be the northern one up here, if any of my pings
the
show
south.
up.
I'll
All
be
right.
able to reach them either way.
Yeah. Alright, so you go near the base of that tree,
Yeah.
and which one would you like to shoot?
The ones that've been throwing stuff at me.
Okay, yeah, he's a bit of a jerk.
Yeah. With sharpshooter.
Sounds good.
No.
Extra attack?
I'm going to with sharpshooter.
Oh!
There you go, 20.
Nat 20!
There we
Nice.
It's gonna be so
Now
much
it's
damage.
happening! So,
So many.
you take the plus 10 and double it on that one, because sharpshooter's cool.
Wait, what am I? Here, I'll
So-
roll this first, then
yep.
you guys don't.
So, 4, 8, 28, then plus your dex.
So
And
it's
your
that.
magiciness.
So that plus 8. Okay, so 13 plus 8.
Plus 30. Plus. No.
31.
That's
Ultimate.
is hard.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Boom. Yes, that one sinks
Thank you.
deep into the padding of his chest. And he is having a rough time with this ranged battle. Jar!
Jar's gonna move straight ahead, 30 with his light crossbow, and he's going to fire at the. Let's see, is the one there dead?
Very
That one
close. He's on his
has
knees.
1 health left.
He's 1 health left. And
Yeah.
he's just
Put one on the side of his
Big
head.
trying to
attack.
put one
Just-
behind him. Yeah, that's 13 plus. So that's a soft 20.
Yeah.
And does 7.
All right, you take him down. Crossbow bolt to the neck. Finally, you.
Nice.
Which brings us to the Giants. 2 slashes against Erlon. 2 hits, so that's going to be 26.
It's 13.
And then one in the back is kind of. You can't quite see you so well anymore.
Yeah, I'm behind the tree.
Yeah, so especially from his tall
Yeah.
perspective. But he does see Gilroy, so he's going to throw one. He could not miss unless he pulls a natural 1. So 28 damage.
There we go.
I should have moved. I really should have. But I kept saying it.
He was cackling
Yes.
Too much.
Bringing Gilroy down to 19 HP.
Just in control of all the elements cackling, then getting hit by us.
So that brings us back to the top of the round. Gilroy, ow!
Alright, I'll move into those woods to the north.
Okay.
Glancing back at Melee as she left me here in the middle of the
I
road.
can imagine like you're like hissing and
So I put you right up there.
Yeah, looking past my works of now torn up shore and erupted earth
Destroyed this
and
place.
singed grass, everything is just wrecked in that area. And I will focus some fire on the one that is glowing bright purple.
Yes.
3 rays shoot out the tip of my staff. So I roll for each of them, but I have advantage, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Whoa! That's gone.
First of the season. Take disadvantage. No, I'm kidding.
All right, that's a
You got it.
25. Yeah. And a 24.
Yep.
And a 21.
They all hit.
All right.
These beams of fire spark out from your staff, and with notably good aim compared to the past.
Yeah, okay. 11, 15, 16, 18, 21.
21.
Nice.
Significant hit. Leander
I'm gonna charge
Rar.
that one.
took him down with a quick shot.
Let's say I take a glance at Jar and say, you know, I had that one. And charge ahead and try and help Erlon out with this one. Taking a swing at it. 11's not gonna hit.
No.
22 will.
Yes, it
So we'll
will.
make it a level 1 Divine Smite.
All right.
Bring down the justice on these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Killed these poor goblins. 13 damage.
Okay. Which brings us to Erlon. Erlon, you have Leander by your side. Battle Brothers at it once again.
with Leander and Walter next to me, I charge and try to find a weakness in the armor and use my great weapon fighting.
Okay.
And I still have
You
advantage.
still have
right?
advantage. He's very fired, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So 16.
You got him.
So that is, 24 for the first one.
He, much like the other one beside him, you give a quick slash to the tendons beneath his knees. He drops to one knee.
And then I bring an overhead slice, and I want to like cut his throat open up
All
over my head.
right.
Oh, come on. 10 is not going to do it.
I'm afraid not.
Melee.
Yes, melee.
Barashma.
Yeah.
You shoot at the one on his knees.
Yes, without sharpshooter.
All right, you have advantage as well.
Yeah, it's a
Crit.
What?
It's a 19 to
That
20.
die is
With
absurd.
one
Yeah.
eye left on without sharpshooter. That's
So,
okay.
Erlon, you go for the neck swing, but he bats it away with his great axe in a desperate final attempt to stay alive, and then right through the eye, and he drops over dead like the other.
And then
Thanks, Melee.
for my second
Yes.
attack, the one that was throwing
That
stones
guy.
at us, with sharpshooter.
All right, no advantage. Probably still got him.
Yeah, 20.
20.
Yeah.
18.
18 damage. This guy is beginning to look like a pincushion.
So glad you're here to do math for me.
We're all helping each other out. Jar! Only
Okay.
one giant stands.
One giant stands. The first giant we killed at that hilly area there, is that, what's it look like?
At the moment, the grass is burnt, the ground is wet, it is difficult terrain, so there's all sorts of jagged rocks bursting out of the ground all over the place. Gilroy's arcane powers at work.
Okay, so I want Jar to move up and use his free action, or bonus action, to hide behind some of that detritus from...
Oh, sure. And Frost Giant Botany to work with.
Yeah,
So,
so you know, and he's gonna take a shot with his crossbow.
Sure.
Like a sneak attack from there.
Let me throw a. Are you throwing a stealth?
Oh yeah, I'll throw a stealth
Okay.
first. And, 9 plus. That's a 17.
He does not seem to have a clue where you are, so take advantage from firing from a hidden position.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it missed.
Did it?
It's got a 5 plus 7, so it's a 13.
Not quite.
Yeah.
The ground is shaking and stuff. The giants. This one grumbles on. Which you hear as, "We failed you, everlasting father." He is going to throw a rock. You gotta throw it at you, Erlon. I think he dislikes you. Ooh. Right out of my... It's gonna hit. So that's gonna be 14 damage.
Ouch.
Which brings us to Gilroy.
Well, from my vantage point in these trees, I see now no reason not to continue scorching rain.
It's a fine line of thinking.
Yes. So, do not have advantage any longer. But yes, from the tip of my staff unleashes a hit. A 22. A 23. And a 12. No, 13.
So the first two hit.
Yes. 4. 11. 13. 14.
14 damage.
As they go.
Perfect average for two.
Yeah.
Leander.
I suppose I'll charge up at him over this dead frost giant body.
Yeah, your stallion rears back and just makes its way with ease over this. You have a growing appreciation for the swiftness of its
Thank
feet.
goodness. Or I'd be spending a lot of turns.
Flashes of the white dragon wormling fight come back where you were always 10 feet away.
And I'll take a swing at him.
Sounds good.
26.
Yes.
Level 1 Divine Smite.
All right.
14 damage.
14.
And I'll take another swing at him. 13.
Wow, it's been a lot of 13s.
There has been a lot of 13s.
Erlon, now is the time.
Yeah, so I jump off this giant's body and just run straight forward, sword forward.
Sure.
I just stab this guy right in the gut.
You're getting used to, Leander, fighting mounted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you're used to. You're used to a shield by your side, but instead you have this horse. Not that it's necessarily less effective by any means.
It's easier to block frost giants on a horse because you're higher up there.
No, I missed.
You have advantage?
No, not on this guy.
You do have another attack, though, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll go for another stab. And I don't think a 14 hits.
Barely misses.
Yep.
Damn.
Which will bring us to Melee. Melee, it's this guy again.
You can kill him.
Yeah. With sharpshooter.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
19.
19? Yeah, that'll hit. I was going to say a natural 19. Like a natural 20 for you.
18.
18 damage. And then your last one, he's still barely standing there, reeling back. Yeah, it looks like one more of those will do him in.
With sharpshooter.
Oh,
Same.
19.
All right.
Yeah.
20.
Yes, another one. Straight into the eye socket, and he falls back with a crash.
Easy peasy.
Shot him so many times.
Yeah, truly, that one is...
Poisoned him.
Black blood runs down his padded armor, and he is filled with these arrows fired with great precision. Okay, finally, things go quiet. Down the way, the wreckage washed up. You notice movement. There's a single goblin there. He's drowning in the cart.
I'm trying to go save him.
All right, so you dive in.
Yeah.
Throw me an athletics check. The water is clear and cool. You swim on down the river at great speed.
Can I keep my rage.
Sure you
going.
can. Yeah,
All right,
you
so
can take. Yeah.
I'm approaching him very fiercely, but trying to save him. Yeah.
He's scrambling. He seems to be caught in the wagon wheels somehow.
So, 21
Yeah.
athletics.
Even though once he sees you coming towards him, he begins trying to scramble in the other direction, but you grab him, rip him out from his position, which is just with a slight nudge for you, and then calm down.
Yeah.
Feeling the water around you, you're not going to strangle this thing or anything, and bring him back to shore, right?
Yeah.
And he has a linen bundle with him. And as you guys bring him to shore and he meets up with the rest of the party, he goes, he begins hopping about like the goblins that you had met in the past, and gives many thanks and goes, Snarlgart of the Grimshank clan. Thank you. He looks at the washed away bodies going down the river of his companions, and he goes, Giant Slayers! All will hear Snarlgart's story. I'll go back to town and tell them. All will hear. Here, you take. And he offers to Erlon the linen bundle, which contains 3 potions of greater healing, 44 plus 4.
Nice.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, he's probably just looking.
Yeah, he's already running his way on down, making his way back towards Waterwheel. You glance down the way towards the forest, which once again goes quiet. And as you cross the stone bridge, making your way past the fallen frost giant, onward down the path, and deeper into the ever-dark forest.
Can we actually take a short rest here?
The far end of the bridge. Stop for a short rest! And that closes out session 1. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the adventure. There will be much more to come. This has been just excellent. I think that went great. Plugs. You guys go ahead first. Let's join by gaming.
Yeah, we're joined by gaming.
We promote
Yeah.
positivity in the gaming community.
Good.
We have a lot of events locally where you can come and play games and hang with us. We actually have one this coming Saturday here
Yeah,
at
right here.
Freakopolis Geekery. You can also go to our website. It's joinedbygaming.com, and we use these events to help raise money for a local children's hospital.
Awesome. So yes, Join by Gaming. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Just search Join by Gaming. Awesome stuff for an awesome cause. And then you have Freakopolis. For those of you watching on Twitch, thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you haven't thrown us a what is it? A follow?
Yeah.
Follow us. Turn on notifications and see next Sunday when we are going live again with more adventure, as well as probably some upcoming projects for Twitch.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us here tonight for our Season 2 premiere. We are a comic and game shop as well as a video creators. So, yeah, you can come see us here 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday at the Freakopolis Geekery in Whitehall, New York. You can also follow us or give us a like or whatever. Check us out on all sorts of social medias. They're now in the chat. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, obviously Twitch. And it would mean so much if you like the show and you want to support us to subscribe or donate some bits or follow. Any little bit helps to keep this show rolling and keep producing great content and having this awesome space for our community members. So.
Absolutely. So yes, you can find Freakopolis all over the place. Just search Freakopolis. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to give us a comment, a like, a share. Everything counts, and it all means so much to us. I think that covers about everything. So thank you so much to our players. Thank you so much to our father, Troy, who puts on a ridiculous amount of production work onto this show. And I hope you have a good evening, everyone. We will catch you next Sunday.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye.